It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe and Carrie.
You can listen to us on the K92.3 app and on this podcast.
It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe, Glenn, and Carrie Mack. Happy Monday, our first weekend of football under wraps. We'll be talking about all the games throughout the show here today. Chime in. Did your team win? Did your team lose? Did you win a bunch of money gambling? Maybe you made a dope bet. All right, let us know. Carrie, how's your Monday? How was your weekend?
It was good.
Did you miss me?
Of course I did. I always miss you.
That was genuinely kind of nice and not what I was expecting this early on a Monday. But
did you miss me?
Honestly, no. I thought about it, and to an extent, I'll say yes. But normally, it's just like I knew I was going to see you today. I don't really miss people. I was just like, I'll see him soon. You know what I mean?
I take it back. I didn't miss you at all.
Well, if you were gone for a week, then I'll miss you.
When I'm gone for a week and I come back, you don't blink twice.
Yes, I do. I'm very thankful when you come back.
Yeah, because it's so hard to do a show by yourself.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Selfishly, I'm very thankful. But I'm just saying it was 48 hours, Carrie.
You asked me if I missed you, and I was honest.
Oh, did you want me to lie?
Yes.
Okay, my bad. Yes, I missed you very dearly.
Thank you. How was your weekend?
It was great when I didn't have to be around. I had a good weekend. It was nice. I'm glad football's back. It's very exciting. It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe, Glenn, and Carrie Mack. We're going to play the 5-second rule game to get the brain stems warmed up here in the morning. Are you ready to lube up your brainstem?
I hate when you say that.
Well, you got to grease the wheel a little bit. You got to
grease the wheel. I prefer that term. I prefer that.
Well, mature up a little bit, and then it wouldn't be that strange for you to hear that word.
But then why are you giggling or why are you smiling whenever you say it to me?
I'm not giggling or smiling.
You're smiling right now.
Because you always laugh at it.
Just give me the first thing.
All right, Carrie. In 5 seconds or less, I want you to name 3 things you could do when you miss someone.
Go back and listen to the podcast that you guys did together. Go back and check out the social media clips where you guys interviewed Tyler Hubbard. You can check it out on the K92.3 Waterloo Instagram. And text the person's wife.
I think all those are directed at me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because someone's wife is more responsive than he is.
I am very responsive.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever not responded.
It takes a minute. It takes a minute.
Well, I don't always see them. Sometimes I'm busy doing my own thing.
Okay.
I'm not glued to my phone like you, Carrie.
Okay.
All right, Carrie.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
It's my turn, yeah. Gabe, can you name 3 different venues you can host a wedding at?
You could host it at Garden.
Mm-hmm.
You can host it in a hotel, like a hotel venue.
Yeah.
You could also host it in a like a stage. What am I trying to think? They're at parks. Like an amphitheater, gazebo. Thank you. That's the word. I appreciate you. Which is funny because I think there was a gazebo at my very own wedding.
Okay, right on.
That's good to know. All right, Carrie, in 5 seconds or less, I want you to name your 3 favorite colors.
Green, purple, and blue, I think. I'm pretty basic.
Okay.
Yeah. Gabe, in 5 seconds or less, I want you to name, if you had to switch to root for a different NFL team besides the Vikings, which teams would you consider switching to?
Oh, that is tough. If I had to switch.
Mm-hmm. Like if the Minnesota Vikings just dropped off the face of the earth.
Cease to exist?
Yeah, cease to exist tomorrow. Which team are you switching your alliance to?
You know what? When I was a kid, my brother used to have this game called Madden. It was like a football game.
Yeah.
And I always liked playing with this one team because they had Priest Holmes, who was a running back. And they also were the same color as the Vikings. But I've always kind of liked the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
I've always kind of liked the Philadelphia Eagles just because I thought their helmets were cool when I was a kid.
Yeah, they're sick.
So it would probably be one of those teams, I'd guess.
Okay.
You know, a bird.
Okay, do you have 3? You got one more.
I got one more. The
Packers, right?
No, probably not. Probably like the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Because they've also never won a Super Bowl. So it's just...
Their fans are intense, too.
Yeah, it's just
I feel like
fun.
you would really vibe with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Those would be the three I'd say.
Okay, right on.
All right, Carrie, I want you to tell in 5 seconds or less 3 things that you do every day with the K Country Morning Show and our company.
Like my work responsibilities?
Yeah, sure.
This is usually what people ask people before they get fired. Like, what is your day-to-day?
I mean, you think I have any say in that? Goodness.
I send app alerts on our app sometimes. I write stories, and I talk to the sunshine of my life, Johnny Marks.
The K Country Morning Show.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
there we go.
All right.
Gabe, can you name 3 foods you would have while you're watching football?
Buffalo wings.
That's good.
Nachos.
Yes.
Steak, burgers, Cheetos, chips and cheese, guac, dip.
I said 3.
Even though I don't like
3.
guac. Okay.
You would like guac. You got.
I've tried. I had some guac the other day, and I just can't. I've tried. I am trying to jump on Team Guac, and I just can't do it.
Maybe you need a little bit more spice with it.
I have one more. I think one more for you here, Carrie.
Okay, hit me.
I want you to tell me your 3 favorite animals.
Cats. I love cats. Oh gosh. Dolphins. I was a big dolphin kid.
Okay.
And I don't want to say horses. No, I don't. Like, I like horses, but I get scared of horses. And oh my gosh, what's another animal? Lions, I guess.
It's K92.3. It's Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Happy Monday. Carrie, football is back. The NFL has returned. And it was just a great weekend at the Glidden house. So we did get to watch a Vikings victory, which is always nice. And we really just kind of hung around home. It was a very, very solid weekend doing a bunch of kind of nothing, which was great.
Yeah, and I know it's been rough for a lot of Iowa fans because Iowa State won, so sorry about that, fam.
Well, there's a lot of Iowa State fans who are happy.
Yeah, but I feel like our neck of the woods, it's a lot of Iowa fans.
Sure.
So, sorry about that, and hopefully next year they'll be better.
Yeah, big shout out to our buddy Ricky, Iowa State fan.
Oh,
one of the rare ones you kind of find here in Eastern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a fun game to watch. Just as, someone who's not necessarily married to both teams or either team. Entertaining game all around. But yeah, very big bummer for a lot of Hawkeye fans on Saturday as Iowa State Cyclones raised the old Cy-Hawk trophy.
Yeah, it was a bad weekend to be a beer in Eastern Iowa, I'll be honest.
On the way, Carrie Underwood. Also coming up, your Nashville news on the K Country Morning Show. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a great weekend as well. What'd you do? Did your team win this weekend? Were you rooting for the UNI Panthers? Were you cheered on the Hawkeyes? Are you a Cyclone fan and they took home the victory? What's your NFL team? Let us know. We'll talk a little football for a couple seconds on the K Country Morning Show. Just message us on the K92.3 app.
It is the K Country Morning Show on K92.3, and it is time for your Nashville News Minute. Carrie Underwood will be the new judge on American Idol this season after Katy Perry left, and fans everywhere are eager to see how well she'll do at that job.
Beautiful.
Even Simon Cowell had some words of encouragement for her, which is a new one for him. The grumpy British man. He said, Carrie and we go way back, a long time. I remember her audition like it was yesterday. She was so good. She's such a sweet person. Yada, yada, yada. Excuse me.
You all right?
Yeah. Regarding the advice he would give her, this is what he had to say. You gotta just say how you feel. It's not that difficult doing this job. I promise you. We all feel the same things and we don't agree. Thank God. Otherwise life would be boring. So I think I want Carrie Underwood to be the mean judge.
Okay.
I want her to be the Simon Cowell of it.
The critical one?
Yeah, the critical one. And with the Oklahoma accent, I want her to commit to it.
Okay.
I really need her to do that. Because she seems so sweet. She's got to bring out that before he cheats energy. The 2 black Cadillacs energy in this. Blown away energy. But chime in on the K92.3 app. Let us know what kind of judge you think Carrie Underwood's going to be. And you can read all about her being on American Idol on the K92.3 app.
Team wins, and it can make Mondays terrible if your team loses.
Yeah, and high school football's back too. Shout out to Olwine and Jessup. We were there on Friday, and we had a lot of fun on Football Friday. It was their senior night for Olwine, and the theme was Love Island. So we just saw a bunch of kids with like these like black bodysuits with like bathing suits on top of them, which was kind of wild.
Yeah. It was a fun time though. Yeah, it was a great weekend overall, but we are glad to be back with you here today. And we want to know, is there a like reality TV show competition show that you think you would do amazing at? Are you flipping on Jeopardy every single day and answering the questions before the contestants? Are you the best guesser in the history of The Price is Right and no one knows it yet? Let us know on the K92.3 app or Facebook. We want to know your best TV show competition or one that you think you could do pretty well at.
And if anyone says Love Island, we just know that you get around, probably.
Jeepers, Carrie.
No, because it's a spicy show. If you say you could do good on that show, it's spicy. I'm being honest. It's a competition show.
All right. We'll talk about it in 10 minutes. It's the K-Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. Is there a reality show or just a competition show, whatever you want to call it, that you think you could compete in? Would you be the best bachelorette of all time? Do you think you have what it takes to set the new Jeopardy winning record of all-time consecutive wins, which who holds that? Some guy named Jennings, right?
I don't know.
Remember.
I'm not too sure.
Either way, which show would it be? Let us know on the K92.3 app or on Facebook. Carrie, what is yours?
As someone who has an affinity for reality competition shows, game shows, I know that there are only two that I could really compete in and do well at.
Okay.
One of them is Nailed It, the baking competition show for amateurs.
Okay.
I could, there's like 2 rounds. I'm confident I could win one of those rounds.
Okay.
The first round, you win like a cool prize. Usually it's like a bunch of baking equipment, and then you wear a gold hat. And then the second round, you win like a bunch of money.
For those of us who don't really know what Nailed It is, would you like to explain to the class?
It's a baking competition show, but instead of like professional bakers, it's all amateurs, and they try to recreate some sort of baked good that is given to them, and they have to replicate it the best they can.
Okay.
And usually it turns out bad. And let me tell you, I would kill it there.
Okay. All right.
That's one of them. I also am confident that I could do pretty well. And there's this game show. I don't know where it's on, but I see it on my TikTok all the time where you have to guess that tune. Like they give you a little hint about the song, and then they're like, I bet I can guess this in 5 notes, 4 notes, 3 notes, 2 notes. And it's just like a lot of fun back and forth. My random music knowledge, I think I could do pretty well at that.
Yeah, I think you'd be pretty solid at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd do a lot better at that than the other one. But
Excuse me, I can bake?
You know, I don't know.
I'm going to bake you something and prove to you that I can bake.
I remember just not a handful of months ago, you sent me a photo of something and said, would you eat this? And it was baking. And I was like, oh, yeah, it looks great. Trying to be, a good friend, a good teammate. And you were like, this is absolutely horrible. Don't lie to me. I thought you'd tell me the truth.
No, that just proves that I would be good at Nailed It, because the goal isn't necessarily to be a fantastic baker. The goal is to make people smile.
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
All right, see, now I'm coming around.
Yeah.
I'm on your team now. Come on, Carrie.
And then I can,
go get him.
I can befriend the judges and just it would be super cool. But those are the 2 ones that I'm confident that I could compete in.
Is this one of those, like, American Idol always has the one kind of not great singer that obviously should not have made it that far, but they put it on TV anyway because it's funny? Is that kind of what you'd be going for with Nailed It?
No, I would genuinely try.
Oh, all right.
And I'm offended that you think I would be.
Oh, okay.
What's that one thing from American Idol? Pants on the ground, pants on the ground. Remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay, well that's
I remember She Bangs, She Bangs.
Are you saying that I'm the She Bangs guy?
Well,
Nailed It?
I'm just saying, I feel like by now, a lot of us here on K92.3 would have been made aware of this baking skill you supposedly have.
None of these guys in the show have the baking skill, and that's what makes it good.
Okay, all right. Hey, I'm with you.
It's a bunch of losers and amateurs just trying their darndest. And let me tell you, that's what my life is about.
All right, I respect that.
So, Gabriel, what about you?
This is a true story. My buddy and I have applied to be on a kind of game show reality type show. I have a friend, his name is Nick. I've talked about Nick on this show before. He's just he's in the military and he's going to go off to be like a lawyer or something. It's incredible.
Gotcha.
He is him and I were talking one day. I was like, "Hey dude, do you care if I sign us up for the Amazing Race?"
Oh.
And he was like, "Absolutely, do that right now." And he like gave me all the information I needed to fill out the form for him and myself. We went as far as we have the pictures uploaded. Our information is in the Amazing Race database. And at, one point, maybe in 5 to 10 years, we'll get picked to be on that show. I think him and I would be fabulous on the Amazing Race. He has all of the actual life, general knowledge and skill
survival
and ability. Yeah. And getting from point A to B.
Yeah.
And he's been around the globe for, his military endeavors and what have you. And then, I would like to think, kind of a red flag here, but I can sort of talk my way in or out of a lot of interesting situations.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like, it gives me the Hangover vibes.
Yeah. And of course we tried to play to, I don't even know who owns that show anymore. It might be on a streaming platform, but we, of course, are trying to play to our strengths here. The ratings would be through the roof. We would definitely be the team you're cheering for, laughing at, the goofballs on the program.
Okay.
But low-key, we're both very competitive, so I think we'd try to win it.
Okay.
So the Amazing Race, I think we would do pretty well at. Nick's very, very smart. I like puzzles. We're both fairly athletic guys. Any kind of racing, running, I think we'd be all right at. So I do think we could perform fairly well. I don't know if we'd win it, but I think we could perform pretty well on the Amazing Race. And then there's one more show that I do believe I would be solid at.
Please don't tell me it's The Bachelor.
No, I'll tell you what it is in about 10 minutes here on the K Country Morning Show. But we want to hear from you as well. What's a show you think you would do solid at, or at least you'd have fun doing, competing at here on the K Country Morning Show? You can let us know on the K92.3 app. Give us a call, 833-4985. This is also up on Facebook. What is a game show, a TV show, a reality show you think you would be fantastic at competing at? We want to know here on the K Country Morning Show. Carrie thinks she could be on, Nailed It, the baking show.
The baking show. I would kill it, and I would ham it up for the audience for sure.
I like that. What was the other one?
The other one was, I think I don't even know. It's like, name that tune.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Where you get hints about a song, and you're like, I can name it in 5 notes, blah, blah, blah. I bet I could do that one pretty well.
Yeah, I have a buddy, him and I have signed up for the Amazing Race. We are in their database, and at some point, hopefully we get that phone call.
You're the last reserves.
4 years down the road. Yeah, exactly. The other show I think I'd be good at, have you ever heard of the show called, The Mole?
It sounds like Traders.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I know what that show is, but either way, it's like a group of people, and they're trying to obviously accomplish these puzzles, these tasks, these games. And there's one person in and amongst the group who's trying to ruin it for them. Because the more games they win, the more money they win.
Yeah.
And at the end of every show, everyone has to vote who they think is the mole, who's trying to ruin it and sabotage it and yada, yada, yada. And, they just vote people off. Or the people with the worst scores, get voted off, yada, yada, yada. I think I'd be a great mole. So I think
you
that
would get paid. You would actually get money out of it, too.
Yeah. If you are the mole, you do get some money. You might not get as much as the people who win the game eventually. But I think that would be a very fun show to be on, where you're kind of the rat, the bad guy, the villain per se.
You're the snitch.
Yeah. Well, kind of not really, but yes.
Yeah.
The saboteur.
Yeah, you are very good at that.
Thanks, I think. What game show could you be on? Let us know on the K92.3 app or give us a call at 833-4985. What are the people saying today, Miss Carrie?
Allie said Family Feud.
Oh, dude, I do think that would be a fun show to be on. Steve seems like such a cool guy.
Yeah, I feel like we should do like our radio family one, like you, me, Johnny, and then like maybe your wife or something. We all compete.
Radio Family Feud? I wouldn't hate that.
That would be
cool.
fun. I also get so annoyed when people give wrong answers and the family's like, no.
Good answer. Yeah, great answer.
Great answer. I'm like,
no, that answer
not.
stinks.
You know that this guy is just a Dumbo.
Right. Taking out the trash is a terrible answer for this category. I'm with you on that.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. We're getting a few messages on the K92.3 app as well. Blake said, Naked and Afraid.
Oh, let's go, Blake. One day, I don't hope to see it, but I hope to see it, if you know what I mean. I hope to see you on there.
I hope you thrive. That's the big thing. Matt from Waverly said, I would like to see Carrie do Big Brother.
Okay.
And Gabe,
I'm a little bit unfamiliar with that show. What is that?
I'm not too familiar with it either. And Gabe do Real World.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. I'd have a lot of fun with that.
I feel like I could be good with Big Brother. I don't know how I would do on Survivor. That's my only thing. Like that
Survivor?
Have you? Yeah, you've heard of Survivor. Yeah.
I think you'd be in trouble, Carrie.
But like, I like the backstabbing sometimes. Like someone's got the token and they're using it in this way.
Sure.
That's kind of fun.
You like the drama.
I love the drama.
Yeah, okay.
Would I be stirring the pot? Yes. And I'm not afraid to admit that.
All right. I love that.
But keep these coming on the K92.3 app, or maybe you've actually competed on one of these.
Yeah. Is there a show you've been on or tried to get on?
Yeah. Message us on the K92.3 app or give us a call, 833-4985.
K92.3, is there a game show? Is there a reality show that's kind of sort of like a competition that you think you could potentially do really well on? I love what Dakota Dave said. Dakota Dave and I are around the same age. He says The Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune, obviously classics. And I did find out, by the way, the Jeopardy guy, Ken Jennings is his name, who was the guy who's just dominated that. But anyway, I love this answer. I watched this show every day when I got home from school in like first grade. Old school Legends of the Hidden Temple on Nickelodeon. Here's another one maybe some 90s kids may remember, but do you remember the show Guts on Nickelodeon? You did kind of these like stunts and just whatever. It was a game show, same thing.
Yeah.
But you'd do just kind of athletic competition type things. You know, can you balance on this while running across this? Otherwise you fall into the water pit or whatever. Those kid game shows on Nickelodeon were must-watch TV when I was 7, 8 years old. Had to watch them. It was great. I love those answers, Dakota Dave.
Again, a little bit before my time. But
a little bit.
They brought back, what was the first one you said?
Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Yeah, they brought that back for a hot second. I remember hearing about that.
Great show.
We got a message from Chicago 34 on our app from Cedar Falls. I was on the Bozo show and got to play the grand prize game when I was a kid. I only got to the third bucket and then it bounced out of the fourth. I'm sure that game was well before your time.
And we did Google it.
Yeah.
And it does look a little before our time. I will say though,
the clown is super creepy.
Very creepy looking clown.
I don't like it. I'm sorry. That's it.
Sure.
That's it, the clown. That is terrifying. How could you focus on competing in any game when there was that clown right there breathing down your neck?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Did you ever go to a Chuck E. Cheese growing up?
Yes.
It's kind of like the mouse.
No, but the mouse,
like he was either really cool and it wasn't a big deal, but I know there were some kids who were just terrified of that thing.
Yeah. Ooh, I just got the shivers.
Either way, that's kind of cool. I mean, it was a Chicago-based show. The person's name on our app is Chicago. They live in Cedar Falls, supposedly. So I think that's kind of cool. It fits.
No, that's perfect.
That's great.
Keep these coming on the K92.3 app. And now I am actually like, I was searching Big Brother audition tapes because now I kind of want to try it.
Okay.
I feel like I'd be good at it.
Okay. Do you?
Yeah.
All right. You think you get along well with others?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm a very nice person, Gabe.
All right. I think T. Bance from Sumner says they'd be on the show Survivor.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Okay.
I couldn't do Survivor. Could you do Survivor?
Could I and would I are two very, very different questions.
I think you could, but you wouldn't.
I think I could potentially for a little bit.
Yeah.
But at some point, I want a McDouble or something. I'm hungry. We've got Sam Hunt coming up. You can also continue these if you'd like. What's a game show, a reality show you think you would be great on? I'm a little bit surprised we haven't seen Bachelor, Bachelorette. I think I'd be a great contestant on The Bachelorette, just the dude who hangs out and like enjoys the party for 4 days. I'd get voted off so fast because I would have no interest other than just hanging out with my buddies.
You do one silly thing and go viral on TikTok.
That'd be great. It's the K-Country Morning Show, and you have a chance to win some tickets to an event from us, and all we need you to do is basically take a selfie for us.
Yeah, the pop-up event Selfie Museum is going on this Friday at the Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Ooh, this Friday, right around the corner.
Yeah, 9 colorful, fun, Insta-worthy exhibits for all ages. There's going to be complimentary snacks. There's going to be some food. And we're giving you a chance to win tickets. And all you got to do is snap a selfie and send it to us on the K92.3 app. And all of the proceeds will benefit the Danae Nash Purple Hearts Foundation. It's a great cause, and it actually supports Waterloo schools, Waterloo basketball camps and programs, the Iowa Donor Network, and a scholarship fund, the Waterloo Community Foundation. So make sure you download the K92.3 app, snap a selfie, and get ready to win. We already have a selfie or two that we definitely have to reach out to because we got some good entries so far.
That's beautiful. And because this is a selfie museum, we figured, instead of doing some game on the air or whatever, let's get the selfies involved. So if you're ever doing something fun this week, maybe you're doing something boring and you're sitting in your bed listening to the K Country Morning Show, contemplating if this is the day you don't go to work and get fired. You're laying in bed and you're like, do I really need this job? Maybe that's what you're doing right now. The hair is a mess. Your mustache isn't combed correctly, whatever the case may be.
Or it's still there if you're like me.
And you want to send us that selfie as you contemplate your job away. Let us know in the selfie. And we just want anything that, you find interesting or fun or funny. That's all we're asking for.
And we won't be posting them. Just
they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're just going into our minds.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. On the way.
Not permanently, but you get what I'm saying.
For the few seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, the Selfie Museum going on this Friday at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. We still have a few tickets to give away.
That's right. Luke Combs coming up. Our 8 o'clock hour's on the way. And we're talking compliments coming up here on the K Country Morning Show.
Love that. If you're like me and pollen is your worst enemy, it's going to be a good day. But don't worry, we still have some fun stuff in store.
That's right. Right now, 54 and sunny outside. Zach Brown Band, Chris Young with Kane Brown, Jelly Roll coming up. And then we want to know about a favorite compliment you have received. I feel like everyone has that one or maybe two compliments that they remember. I'm sure you get plenty of compliments on a day-to-day basis. The hair looks great, the shoes, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's probably one or two that you remember that stick out, and we want to hear what those are today.
Yeah, or like your favorite thing to be complimented on about. That's a big thing, too, because I feel like that really, determines what your values are and what you really value about yourself.
Yeah, maybe you love when people say, oh, you're such a good mom, or something like that, Let us know on the K92.3 app, or this is also on Facebook, and we'll have it coming up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, it's 94.1 K. That's definitely the wrong station. It's the K Country Morning Show with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. I forgot where I was for a second there. Sorry about that, Carrie. Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack from the K Country Morning Show. We want to know what is your favorite compliment you've ever received.
Gabe, I love when you remember what station you're on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like when I first got here, I could never remember the phone number or the station because I've been saying a different one for like 10 years.
I got you.
It's been a minute since I've done that.
Well, hey.
I completely forgot where I was.
All been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Let's just say that.
That's right, Carrie.
So what is your favorite compliment to receive, Gabe?
This is one I will remember forever. Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know why I enjoyed this so much or why it made me feel so good or confident, but this was a long time ago and I still remember it to this day. I was like 21 years old, and I had met up with some people that I wouldn't call like my best friends. They were just friends of this girlfriend I had in college, right? Mm-hmm. And I was living in Winona, and I don't know how I met up with them. I just met up with them on this bar crawl or something. It was like, oh, hey, I know you. Like, we can hang out for the day or whatever. We didn't really plan to meet up. And one of these people was getting ready to hang out with like a new boy.
Oh.
And she was like, well, I just don't want it to really be that awkward or whatever. Like, we don't know each other that well. I'm here with like some of my friends, yada, yada. And this girl, she said, well, if there's one person to not make an awkward situation awkward, it's Gabe. He's perfect for these kinds of things. And I kind of remember that going, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right, we like that. Friendly to strangers. I try to make them feel included, feel good. Maybe I just make them laugh. I don't know what it was, but I remember that to this day. And it always was like, oh, cool. I'm a good guy to have around in awkward situations because I'll make them not awkward.
Yeah.
At least that's what she said.
If you're looking for someone to kind of like alleviate the tension, Gabe is definitely that person.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Very good one.
I'll remember that forever.
That's a very thoughtful compliment too.
Yeah, it was very profound.
That's sweet.
Very sweet.
I love that.
Thank you, Jackie.
I'm trying to think back to some compliments I've received. But I think most recently, I just love when people come up and they say, hey, you and Gabe are really good together. You guys are both so funny.
That's cool.
Like, you guys are a good, team. I really enjoy that compliment because, on the air, we're talking, we're just having fun. But, it's the work we do.
Sure.
It's what we care about. It's what we try every day to just put on a good show. So when we get compliments about that, I feel very good because I'm like, not only are you complimenting my personality, my friendship with Gabe, but you're also complimenting the work that I do, which I really appreciate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's always very nice. We get some good compliments there. Someone once said I had good style, and it's gone downhill from there. So I think mainly it's compliments about the work we do. That makes me feel very good because my work is very important to me. Your work is very important to you. So
yeah. And it's what am I trying to say? It's a little different than other jobs, right? Because our work is just so much of what we do every day. Yeah. Obviously, everyone goes to work every day. I'm not saying that, but the work we do is in front of you.
Yes.
You don't necessarily have to go to work with someone looking at you or staring at you all day, every day, or things like that. But anyway, that is a good one. Yeah. I think you're right on that one. We got to give, the nickname for this person on the app. I have never heard this.
Okay.
Chaos Coordinator is the name.
Oh, gosh.
I like that.
I bet they're a mom or a dad.
I think you're right. From Parkersburg. They said, when someone compliments how well-behaved my kids are and how everyone who meets them absolutely loves them. As a mom of 10?
Whoa!
Holy
You
smokes.
really are the chaos coordinator.
That is right. I often feel like I'm doing things wrong, but hearing that, I know I'm at least doing something right. That's kind of nice.
Oh, my gosh.
I suppose when you're a parent, you're not always, but you oftentimes think, I don't know what I'm doing. This is a nightmare. What have I done to ruin this kid's life? Whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you find out you're doing pretty solid, I'm sure that's nice.
Because it's not only a reflection of again, it's kind of like what we were saying.
Yeah, it's sort of a reflection of you,
it's a reflection of you and also a reflection of what you do. Also, 10 kids, if they all became dentists, 9 out of 10 of them could recommend stuff.
That is so true. Which one of you is not recommending Colgate? We got to find out. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. We're talking compliments today. Mm-hmm. It's a Monday. We got a big work week ahead of us.
Yes.
Maybe you don't have a big work week ahead of us, but it is a Monday, and we want to start it out with some positivity, spread some joy, spread some cheer. What's a nice compliment you've received, or what's something you like getting complimented on?
Yeah,
For me, it's my looks. I love when people call me. No,
I can't with you.
I'm just kidding.
I got a compliment the other day about it wasn't necessarily a compliment, but I always love getting compliments about what we do on the show. I really enjoyed that. You guys are so funny. I really appreciate that because it's the work we do and it's also kind of our personalities at the same time. It's a dual-edged sword there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard work,
Yeah.
It's not hard work. But it is at the same time.
My dad was building buildings in New York City. Right. I'm okay with my job right now.
Yeah, right.
Kim said that I raised a nice young man.
Sure. I'm sure that's got to be the best compliment for any parent.
Exactly.
That your kids are nice or polite or they're kind or they're honest or whatever.
Or someone saying you did a good job with them.
Yeah.
That's a sweet thing.
Yep.
Mary said, even though I'm 55, I still like hearing I'm proud of you.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, shoot. I'm going to cry.
Heck yeah.
Oh my gosh. There is nothing like those 90s baseball movies where a dad is I'm proud of you, son. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that one, and I will say that is something I throw around to a lot of people. Whether I mean it or not, who cares? As long as they feel good about it. I'll tell a lot of people I'm proud of them all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
When was the last time you said you were proud of me?
Oh, I'm sure on the way home from Football Friday.
Okay.
When you were giving me the play-by-play of the Lynx and Fever game.
Oh, that was so funny. Jesse said, anything about my hair? I've always loved being a redhead.
Let's go, Jesse.
Ooh, there's something cool when someone compliments your hair. Or, okay, ladies, when someone compliments your makeup, it's so sweet. Also, when a little kid says, hey, you're really pretty, I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, because little kids, they don't
They're like drunk adults.
Yeah, they just tell the truth.
Yeah, they tell the truth. So when they're like, oh, you're pretty, I'm like, thank you.
Carrie's walking 10 feet taller that day.
Yeah. I don't care if a supermodel tells me I'm pretty. If a 5-year-old kid with 5 teeth missing tells me I'm pretty, we're good to go.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. What is a compliment you like receiving? Do you have a favorite one? I think anytime you put a lot of effort into something and you get a compliment for that, I think most people would say they really enjoy those.
Yeah.
But do you have one that sticks out, one that you remember? Is there a story behind it? Let us know on the K92.3 app or Facebook. What else are we talking about here today, Carrie?
Alyssa said if I get a compliment at work about the work I do, I'm a nurse. That always hits the feels for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you're literally saving lives.
Yeah, exactly. When I inevitably need your help, Alyssa, I'm calling you first. All right? I'll give you a phone call. Put you on speed dial. Please save me.
Yeah, what insurance do you accept?
And then all I'll do is talk about it for about 4 months straight right here on the K Country Morning Show. So thank you, Alyssa, for the future. All right? In the future, I appreciate it.
Heidi said strength and perseverance, and people compliment that about her.
Oh, that's great.
That's very nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And can we all agree that giving compliments just is really sweet too? Like I was in Fayette County. I was by West Union for this market that was going on, and there was this young girl, maybe 10 or 11, and she had the cutest outfit on. It was very fall. She had this blazer on, and I was like, "Hey, nice fit," and she just lit up. She was so happy about that.
That's Carrie's go-to on Football Fridays. If anyone comes up and talks to us, or any lady comes up, there's always a shoe or a fit or a shirt or a hat compliment on the way.
I love a good compliment, and I mean them too. I always try to find something genuine to say to someone.
Sure, I fake them to make you feel good.
I'm
just kidding.
Mine are thoughtful. I put in effort and time. So if someone wants to compliment me on my compliments, that would be kind of meta.
Sure.
There we go.
Yeah, 2 rights make a right.
I think
2 rights make a left.
Carry the 2.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And for the past 2 weeks, we have been visiting different schools, celebrating Football Fridays, and just celebrating the Cedar Valley area kind of in general, I'd say, Carrie. Football obviously is back. That is exciting. When football's back, that means the kids are back at school. The school spirit, the hometown spirit is on full force on Friday nights. People closing down the shop, the restaurant, because they're going to be at the game. Things like that. And what better with football and football spirit is the school mascot. I mean, that is the epitome of what school spirit is.
It's integral to any school. I feel like you always, when I was growing up, whenever I found out that my school was playing a certain school, I'd look up the mascot to try to see if ours could take them. If there was a real mascot battle. Ours was Bucky, the Buckhorn. And there were some other intimidating ones like the Trojans, all of that stuff. But we are having our very own mascot battle here on the K Country Morning Show on K92.3. Cedar Valley Northeast Iowa High School mascot battle is underway, and things are, as the kids are saying, heating up.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Are they? I love that.
Coming in right now at number 1. No, let me do the top 5 first. How about we do the top 5? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 is the Cedar Falls High School Tiger.
Okay.
That's number 5 on this list so far. Waverly Shell Rock High School, Go Hawks.
Beautiful.
Number 4.
I was a Cooper Hawk growing up, so anything with a hawk in it, I got a little special
there we go.
love for. Let's go, Waverly.
New Hampton High School, Chickasaws.
Oh, all right. Come on, New Hampton.
Number 2, Independence High School, Mustangs.
Let's go, Independence. Special place in my heart.
And coming in at number 1 right now, again, you can vote in the K92.3 app. You can turn the tides of this. Sumner Fredericksburg High School, the Cougar.
Oh, all right. Okay. Let's go, Sumner.
Let's go.
And if you don't like where you find your school, your mascot on the list, there's something you can do about that. As Carrie said, just get your vote on with the K92.3 app or our website.
Yeah, it's at the very top of our page, K92.3 Mascot Battle. Tap it there and place your vote.
That's right. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. It's just after 9 o'clock. It's 54 sunny. It's going to be a great day today, Miss Carrie.
I am very excited for it. This is going to be perfect because it's been a little bit chilly for the past few days, I feel like. You know,
it is so hard for me to take anything you say about the weather serious.
Why?
Because you say you keep your house at 60 degrees. Yesterday it was 75 degrees. How is that chilly?
It's chillier than what we've been experiencing the past few months.
But I thought you liked it at 60.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I enjoy this temperature. It is great. I love fall temps. and we are experiencing
And today's going to be 80, and you're calling it perfect?
I know, Gabe. I'm wearing shorts.
I'm just trying to make conversation. It's the radio.
Please, for the love of God, I'm trying to vamp, Gabe. Why do you always do this to me?
Morgan Wall and Dustin Lynch, Justin Moore coming up. And then, Carrie, football is back. There is some things we have to go over. 2-3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And there was an exciting football game this weekend, the Cy-Hawk game. If you are a Cyclone fan, congratulations. Mm-hmm. If you're a Hawkeye fan, which, I think most people are here in Eastern Iowa, obviously kind of a tough way to end the game. But we did talk about this way earlier on in the show, and I'm just able to get to this. A big shout out to Iowa Girl, as she said, I'm definitely a Hawkeyes fan. However, I'm so happy for the Iowa State kicker who made the winning kick. He's a redshirt freshman.
That's cool.
The kid who made the kick is from Dubuque.
Oh,
he's an
wow.
Iowa native, so an Iowa native making the kick for Iowa State. It's just Iowa galore in that game.
Yeah, no, it's, a lot of the Hawkeye fans around here aren't too happy with the outcome. But, it was a good game from what I heard. I didn't really watch it too closely. I was actually giving people, rides to the bar.
Sure.
So people were, telling me the score, kind of keeping me up to date with what was going on. And then just a bunch of, dads got into the car, right after the game ended. And they were like, man, I'm so PO'd. It was such a good game until the very last minute, blah, blah, blah. So, unfortunately, the Iowa Hawkeyes did lose.
Yeah, I will say the first half, absolutely boring. There was just not a whole lot going on. Mm-hmm. Very, very fun second half. Well, I guess if you're an Iowa State fan, it was probably a lot more fun than if you were an Iowa Hawkeye fan. But the first half, I thought, was just boring. There really wasn't a whole lot going on, to be honest.
Gotcha.
But, so congratulations to the Hawkeyes. There are a couple things I have to bring up for you here, Carrie. One, you might not be aware of, but it is kind of cool. Also, UNI, what happened?
Yes.
They played a Minnesota team.
Yeah, they played St. Thomas. UNI won 17-10. So congratulations to UNI. 2-0 right now for their season.
Very cool.
17-10. Hopefully they can keep this up going forward.
All right. So Carrie, basically you're the only one who's going to care about this, but I want to give you some love here.
Only one who's going to care about this.
Yeah, it involves Syracuse.
Yeah.
Did you see?
They won.
They had kind of a good big upset over Georgia Tech.
I was so happy to hear about this. I watched some of the clips. They beat Georgia Tech, and I can't stand Georgia Tech.
Why can't you stand Georgia Tech? What do you know about Georgia Tech football?
When I was in the marching band.
What, you got in a fight with their trombonist?
Excuse me. No, but I was just happy because Georgia Tech is just a good school. They have a good football program. So I was pretty psyched for this.
The reason I said is, there's probably not just a ton of Syracuse fans listening here this morning.
Oh, unfortunately not. If you are a Syracuse fan, message us on the K92.3 app. That's my alma mater.
Now, here would be the downside. So you grew up a Giants fan for the most part.
Oh,
your
it's been
family's
rough.
Giants fans. Yeah. And this is no hatred to the Giants because my team in the NFL, as we switch kind of topics here, my team I don't think will necessarily be great, but I think the Giants it's going to be a long year. So for your family, you might have to jump onto the Kansas City Chiefs all year long bandwagon because there's plenty of people in Iowa for you to root with.
I will say this. I am happy that your team won, Gabe.
Hey, thank you.
Because you wanted it more.
Thank you.
I'll admit that. And my family, we grew up being Giants fans, like the Mannings. We love them so much. But they haven't won in a hot second. So I think for the time being, I'm just going to hitch my wagon to Travis Kelce.
Great wagon to be on,
Kansas City right now.
Right.
Let's hope they can maybe three-peat it this year.
That's right. Who's your football team? Let us know on the K92.3 app. Did your college team win? Let us know on the K92.3 app as well. 92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. It's been an exciting time for sports recently here in Iowa. And we don't do a ton of sports talking on this show, I wouldn't say. Obviously, we keep up with the Hawkeyes, the Panthers, the Cyclones to an extent.
Yeah, we try not to go too overboard because we know there's a chunk, not too many, but there's a chunk of people who might get a little overwhelmed by all the sports talk.
Yeah. And while this does kind of have to do with sports, it has a little bit more to do with just the UNI school and how cool this is for this girl to go on and win some medals in the Paralympics.
Exactly. So Olivia Chambers, she's a rising senior at the University of Northern Iowa. We've talked about her a time and a half or two. She's an Arkansas native, and she's a rising senior, like I said before. She's a swimmer. She's also legally blind, but she competed in the Paralympics this year, which is fantastic. And she brought home not one, not two. But 3 medals for this. This is fantastic. You could check up about all of her medals on the K92.3 app. She is just fantastic. I want to make sure I have all of the medals right.
Well,
here.
I think it's just what's so crazy is she's going to bring home these medals, right?
Yeah.
And then continue studying her. I can't remember what she's studying, but it's something very smart.
Yeah, it's something very smart. I don't have that.
She's going to go win some medals and then go on to be a doctor or a biologist or something.
Can you imagine being the professor who receives the email like, excuse me, Professor so-and-so,
Yeah.
I can't make it to class for the next 2 weeks because unfortunately I am competing in the Paralympics.
Yeah. I'm going to go win some stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to go rep Team USA and bring home some hardware. She won a gold medal in the women's 400 freestyle. She also won silver at the 200 meter. She placed second there. And then on Thursday, September 5th, she won yet another medal. She finished second in the women's 100 meter breaststroke with a time of 1:17.70.
Beautiful. All right. Well, congratulations to this young lady. It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Carrie Mack. And Beetlejuice made $100 million at the box office this weekend, which is great to see. And if you've listened to this show, maybe you've heard this. If you've never heard this before, I have said I have literally tried so hard to like the first original Beetlejuice. I have seen that movie front to back like 5 to 6 times. And all of the times I leave watching the original Beetlejuice, I'm like, what am I watching? Why am I watching this? And then I'm in my brain, I'm like, there's no way I'll like the second one. I've tried to like the first one, whatever. But apparently the second one pretty good.
I saw the second one, Beetlejuice, over the weekend.
So you saw it at a theater?
Yeah, I saw it at a theater. I'm not going to be pirating that film. That's a film that you
right.
need to see in theaters.
That's right.
It is fantastic. And I usually don't say that about sequels because I just get a bad vibe from a lot of sequels. But it's clear that the creators put so much effort into it. It had a similar vibe to the original. I felt like there were some differences, of course. There were a few characters from the original who weren't in the sequel, but I really liked the new additions to it. I felt like it was a good runtime. It was an hour 45 minutes.
Oh, it's great runtime right there. Yeah.
Perfect. They could have really milked it for all it's worth. Jenna Ortega played the newest young character. She's Wednesday Addams in that TV show, and she was fantastic as Winona Ryder's daughter. It was so good. Catherine O'Hara was fantastic. The sets were great. Everything was good. And man, it's not the original, but it's pretty dang good, and it can hold up.
Okay, that's awesome to hear. I am actually excited for a movie, Carrie. There might be a movie I am on my way to a theater to watch, which I don't remember the last time I saw a movie in a theater.
I'll go see it with you.
I don't know if you'll like it.
What is it?
I don't know if you would go because you were not a big fan of the first one, I don't think. Actually, I'm pretty sure you hated the first one now I think about it. Joker 2 is coming out soon.
I liked that movie.
I don't remember that. I'm not sure if we talked about that or not, but I'm pretty positive you weren't a fan.
No, I liked it.
I'm excited for the second one, and I saw a bunch of previews for that yesterday, just commercials for football games. They're really amping up as that movie comes out in early October. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix did a fantastic job in the first one. There are just some fans of the Joker character in general that just I don't vibe with sometimes. But I really like the movie. I want to see Lady Gaga in the second one. It's going to be really good.
It's K92.3 with Gabe Glidden and Miss Carrie Mack. And we end today's program with a little game we like to call Celebrities Gabriel Doesn't Know. And there is something very interesting about the birthdays today, Carrie. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but did you know September 9th is the most common birthday to have? Today of all days is the most common birthday ever.
It makes sense because the list for the celebrities born today is very long.
Really?
Yeah, it's very long.
Funny, one of my good friends, her name is Bethany. Not our Bethany, this is a different Bethany. It is her birthday today.
Right on.
And I have a few people on FB I got to send some birthdays to. So very interesting that today is that day. That apparently a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of couples, a lot of maybe one-night stands happen in January.
I do have a few friends who have a birthday today as well. I will say that.
Yeah, very
sure.
popular birthday day,
3
which
birthdays.
is cool.
But today's September 9th. If you are one of the many, many people who are celebrating a birthday today, you are actually sharing a birthday with this 33-year-old country singer. He was once one of America's most talented kids. His biggest hits are Wanted and I Want Crazy.
How old is he?
33.
Wanted is his song?
And I Want Crazy.
Have we played those?
We haven't played them in a hot second.
Okay. I don't know.
Hunter Hayes.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Sure.
Okay, this, let's see, 44-year-old. She played Glinda in Oz the Great and Powerful, Heath Ledger's wife in Brokeback Mountain, and Heath's unofficial widow in real life. They have a daughter together, Matilda Rose Ledger. She turns 19 next month. She was in The Greatest Showman. She's like an Oscar winner, too. Michelle Williams. Oh, I just gave it away. I got excited because they like
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams.
Yeah,
I got really excited. I love her.
They named their daughter Matilda, like after the movie character?
I think, well, there's other...
That's got to be the first Matilda in the history of life.
I think there have been several before and several after.
Oh, she was in Destiny's Child.
No, this is a different one.
Are you sure?
Yes, there are 2 Michelle Williams. There's one who is Heath Ledger's wife, or like they were together, who's an actress, and then there's one that's a singer.
It's funny, if you click the link on the article you're using, it takes you to the Destiny's Child lady. That's funny.
No, it's But do you know who I'm talking about?
I might not now.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I do know them both.
There we go.
It is funny. If you click the link you're using, it does take you to the Destiny's Child lady.
Okay, that's so
really
funny. This 49-year-old, he's defrosting right now and getting ready for Christmas. He's kind of a crooner. I don't know what else to say.
Defrosting and getting ready for Christmas.
Yes.
Is it Frosty the Snowman?
No, it's what do you call champagne?
Me? Like what do I call it, or what do people call it?
What do people call it?
Champagne.
Bubbly.
Okay. 2 different people, I guess.
Michael Bublé.
Okay. That
was a reach.
That was
a reach, I'll admit it.
Why don't you just say the Christmas singer guy?
I said he's defrosting and getting ready for Christmas.
But that doesn't help me.
People make a joke about how he's defrosting because he only comes out at Christmas time.
Sorry, Michael Bublé.
Bubbly. Let's skip around. This 58-year-old is a comedian who was on SNL. He's in that golf movie you like, Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, there we go.
I think there's a Happy Gilmore 2 coming out.
I believe it. This 64-year-old, he was in Love Actually and Notting Hill.
I don't know.
You don't know Hugh Grant?
Well, I know who Hugh Grant is, I guess, but I do not know those shows.
Okay, unfortunate. We'll move on to the people who are no longer with us. This man died in 1980. He is a Kentucky Fried Chicken genius.
Colonel Sanders, maybe?
There we go.
Oh, wow, all right.
Today is Teddy Bear Day. It's also National Sudoku Day. 2 days until Patriots Day, otherwise known as September 11th, and 10 days until International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
The world is full of nice people. If you can't find one, you gotta be one. We have 30 minutes of nonstop country coming up.